What's up, homies? All right, it's Kai. We're gonna go in here. We're gonna test Mermaid, the new SSR unit. It's late. Hey guys, sorry for the delay. I got life. You know what I mean? So we're gonna go in here. We'll try to A her. I've done it multiple times, but it's not working. So we're gonna rock at 4 copies. That'll be it. So she's very good. So, in my opinion, if you can't FA her, if you can't fully awaken her, or if you don't plan to fully awaken her, don't go for her. Honestly, I'm going to give you that straight up right here at the beginning of the video so you don't have to watch the whole video if you don't want to. But I will do some tests. You can see for masteries, if you're using her solely as a burn counter, then skyrocket the defense like maybe like 15 in defense and then 20 into 15 to 20 into attack in masteries for fire against them. That way she's definitely killing them, right? But if you're using her for general purpose, then kind of spread it out. So at least 10 for attack and masteries, and then for defense for fire, I would at least put 5 to 10. But if you're using her for a specific plat, guaranteed to take out burn, go all burn. Like 20 defense, 20 attack. Guaranteed it'll work if you're using her just for that. But anyways, so I normally just spread it out. Put if you have her fully awakened, put everything into attack and then just balance it out depending on the meta. So I do value light and dark better than most other elements just because they have a standard, resistance against them. So for weapons, she can use the red spears and the red broadsword, but I don't have her fully awakened, so I have to go with a spear. TU reduction 9 times out of 10 is gonna be on a spear, which isn't bad because her passive doesn't like negate TU reduction. So that's great for me. I'm gonna pick up a spear. However, if you have a broadsword, you can increase her attack by 25%, at least on some of them. So I would definitely look for that instead of a TU reduction, just because it's not worth having her TU reduced, in my opinion. At least like through the fights that I see and stuff. So it's definitely up to you. However, TU reduction is valuable just because she's gonna need to be fast in order to pull off the whole ocean sweep plus her passive combination where she can kill everybody on the field if it is considered an execute skill at that time if it's combined with her passive everybody's asleep. So she does need to be fast in order to pull that off because there's a lot of times that I've seen where she just can't do it because she's too slow or she just doesn't have her turn up. You know what I mean? Not necessarily slow because she is pretty fast. If you get her fully awakened, Heaven Gleams is a pretty good option because she'll be able to survive that long. And same thing with Ryu Bang, because that way she gets the attack bonus plus the TU reduction. TU reduction when she's fully awakened. Because she'll be able to survive a lot longer in battle if she's fully awakened. If she's not fully awakened, then good luck, bro. But this is probably what I'm going to go with. TU reduction, if at least one or more enemies are sleeping, because this is like a guaranteed condition that I'll be able to pull off. That's why this is my choice. But that's just for me because she's not fully awakened on my account. If she was fully awakened, I would definitely go for the increased attack over TU reduction, because if she does end up with everybody asleep on her turn and she can fully execute everybody on the field, that's a lot better than just having her getting her turn up faster, in my opinion. So I'm just saying, I'm just going over here. I'm looking through, make sure she doesn't have any TU limitations like with the weapon, and she doesn't. So good to go. We're going to use that weapon that I picked. Now, I gave you my thoughts already. So if you want to tune out, go ahead. Deuces. If you can't FA her, then skip her. Or if you don't plan to FA her, don't get her. But at the end of the video, I will show like recommended team comps or like at least units that I would pair with her. Experimental plats if you want to try those out just for fun. However, you will see like a somewhat negative stuff. But then you also have to think, if you're FAing her, if she's fully awakened, she's gonna do wonders for your plat, especially against burn units. That's what she's designed to do. She's an anti-burn unit. I can see future potential in her, right? So depends on like what units they release. She can only get better with time. Normally, if you're gonna run a anti-burn plat, this is what I'm gonna use. I'm gonna use Orihime up top. But I do like to run Dark Gwen. Well, not Dark Gwen, but Earth Gwen. She's a monster just as long as she stays away from burn units. Then, you know, ah. But for this setup, since we're going to be mostly fighting burn units, because this is what she's designed to do, we're going to use Orihime has the entry unit. That way, when she comes in, she'll sleep 2 units. So it just kind of helps out with trying to get everybody to sleep, because that's kind of what you want her to do. You want to get all the units to sleep, and then boom, hit them with the big, hit all attacks, multipliers with everybody asleep, and then wipe everybody out. So that's the plan. But how easy is that to pull off? What I'm looking at, the way she's set up, is actually kind of hard. I don't think she can do it consistently. We're gonna jump in. We're gonna test her out real quick. Lucifer is actually a huge culprit right now. That's who we're looking for. That's what we're testing to see if she can actually handle. Like, can she take down Lucifer? Can she put a nail in the coffin? Or is it just kind of like a slow burn, right? Pun intended. But yeah, Lucifer, so she has this passive that I guess every time an ally gets a turn, like it sets somebody on fire. So that kind of is the key component to burn units. You want somebody on fire. 9 times out of 10, you want everybody on fire so that way they can use their kill all attacks and give turns and all that good stuff. So the more time burn is on fire, the better they are. And what we want to do is see if Mermaid can set that fire out, right? So we're going to hop in. We're going to test her out in our P1. It is set up to counter burn specifically. That's why I have it set up. We have Big Earl here. He has off-brand meta team just because he's using Freya and there's other burn units that he could have. So right off the bat, she is pretty fast. She comes up quick. She has a pretty good speed. So that gives her a good starting position, at least in the front. You don't have to wait too long, right? So 9 times out of 10, her first attack is going to be her instant attack, and then she'll follow up with Purifying Wave. So her first attack will set up the Mori in the back of reinforcements, which I do kind of have an issue with. I think this skill could have been improved upon because this Mori is doing nothing back there. It has no entry skill when it comes in. It doesn't do anything. It has to get a turn in order for her to unlock her skill, and also there's just nothing there, right? So the Mori doesn't add anything until it gets a turn, and by that time, 9 times out of 10, Cthulhu's either getting a turn or the turn's already done. It's dead, and the other team's up and running at that point, right? But some of the pros that I can see right off the bat, when she first comes onto the field, she quickly sleeps 2 units, right? But we did miss out on some kills right here because she couldn't kill everybody. She couldn't access her execute skill because the Mori either didn't get a turn or wasn't killed yet. So the Mori is an issue for me, in my opinion. I guess some people can see it has a plus. She's not really a guard. She's not supposed to be a guard, but I can see her being such a great guard in different capacities. Like, I don't know if you can either have her be swapped out or switch out somebody else, but either way, the Mori is kind of killing it for me. I think they could have done something else with that skill if they're not using it as a guard skill, because it's not acting as a guard in any capacity for the most part. It might delay a turn for the enemy, but if they have Cthulhu out, it's just giving them that turn anyway. So, yep. Well, even though we won this, she didn't do anything for my team in that spot. So that win wasn't contributed to her. It was contributed to my other units that I had out that can counter burn units anyway, right? So this is a sleep platoon, a sleep account for the most part. So we started off, we're fighting Cage right now, another burn team. He is meta. I'm only fast forwarding right now until we get to like the good parts. So she's gonna act the same until like her second, third turn. So right here, that was like what, her third turn, and she already died. So you do need FA because she has very poor survivability. That was only her third turn. That's why I fast forwarded it, and she didn't do anything else impactful in that battle. She just got wiped out. Yeah, but like I said, her strengths right now are she can sleep 2 enemies real fast, right? And since they have Lucifer, it's crazy, but Lucifer kind of counters her. And I've been keeping a kill count, It hasn't been too impressive yet. We are fighting Andre right now. We're fast forwarding it just a bit until like some important parts come up to where I'll slow it down. But he's like number one on the server. He has all the meta units. Cthulhu right here. So every time this Mori comes in, Cthulhu will get a turn. We almost slept everyone right here, but what is it? The imposter, right? Yeah. So the imposter was still awake, but everybody wasn't asleep. This skill is kind of hard to pull off, and this isn't even like all the fights that I've went through and that I've tested. I've cut out a lot. This was like a 40 to 50-minute video at first, and I went through like 20 different fights. I think I pulled that attack off 3 times out of like almost 20, 30 fights. But she's not FA, so she doesn't survive as long. So that could be an issue. But then again, when you're doing war plats, your fight's not lasting that long anyway, right? That's only an arena. So if you're building her just for war, like I was saying, I would put all my masteries into like just fire, like defense, fire, burn, attack, fire. Boom. Max it out because that's what you're going to use her for in war. Just max out her fire masteries and throw her in a anti-burn plat, send it. Boom. Good to go. But the main theme of this whole thing is that she's going to die so early, or she doesn't make too much of an impact in the team, in the arena team, because she's only lasting 3 to 4 turns. And at that time, by the time her Mori comes in, she only uses it once or twice. So there's no real guard functionality there because someone has to die for the Mori to enter the field. And that's kind of one of my biggest concerns with her, that it's why even have the Mori, right? I'd rather just have an entry unit come in with an actual entry passive or entry effect instead of having a Mori come in that's a water unit when you could just make her passive. Whenever a water unit entered the field, somebody goes to sleep. Boom. Got him. And that is her passive. But they had to have the Mori there. But the Mori is just kind of, it's 50-50. It doesn't add anything to me, for me. It doesn't add anything during the fights. So what I can say, she's really good at keeping the team asleep. Like at least 50% of the time, somebody will be asleep on another team. But then again, can't you say that for Water Sydney? Can't you say that for Tristan? Can't you say that for Bride Anya? So is she adding more value to your team if you're using her or not running her? So I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. The only things that she's adding right now that's new is her passive, where she just can't be defeated unless it's an execute skill, which is cool, but you need her FA, which is true. You should have her fully awakened if that's the kind of skill that you're going to be rocking in your kit, right? So I don't really mind it, and it's nice. It's an awesome skill. It's amazing. It's OP, but then again, they waited too long to introduce this kind of passive because now half the roster has execute skill. So it looks OP, but it's not that OP because eventually somebody will hit her with an attack that ignores enemies, non-boss enemies from being defeated, and execute skill. That's what I'm talking about. So half the cast has it already. She's not that OP as it looks. Smoke break. Ooh, ooh. All right. So other things that we can look at is what is she adding? Okay, so what's great about her kit that she has in it? It's she needs to be fully awakened, obviously. That's the only way she's like even living past half the fights. So we're gonna fight my team now. Stealth Storm is kind of what I'm rocking. I'm normally like either doing sleep or stun, but Stealth's been in the meta. It's pretty cool. Almost had everybody asleep, but then again, we couldn't pull it off. So it's hard to pull off her conditions to kill everybody while everybody's asleep. Even on a fire team, it's even harder to pull off without being fully awakened. She's squishy. Like I said, it's I don't know, right? Blood Moon and I thought he was joking. I thought he was like saying, hey, she's not that great. But he was being legit. Like, he thinks she's impressive. She is nice, but you have to fully awaken her. And if you're well, then guess what? You probably already have fully awakened anyway. and that's going to be good for your team. So I'm not as impressed because I think Murasaki, in my opinion, Murasaki is a better unit to grab because you can get her 3 copies and she will do the same job and she will do it better because she's a better support unit and she's like a full time guard, right? So um, I just don't see why they have them. Why she has a Mori effect if it's not useful. So we're testing consistency right here. So we're fighting Big Earl again. I did swap up Gwen, Dark Gwen. She's up in our top lineup right now, but he does have an off-brand burn team. But I think we do end up losing this fight because, like I was saying, Lucifer kind of counters Mermaid. She can't keep everybody asleep. Lucifer keeps everybody awake, so it doesn't really matter. And look, I'm fighting AZ right now, but this is a hybrid plat that I was using. I put Excalibur up here, but he just kind of went off the field already anyway. So anyway, this is just Murasaki plat versus Old Man Kai's plat, and I do like Murasaki because she's not like an amazing unit, but what she does very well. She's going to be the guard that comes in and stays in, right? And you don't need her to do anything else. Honestly, yeah, she has support capabilities, but you know what you're getting. She's not killing anybody. She's not like OP crazy, but she's good at what she does. So I think she's going to be around for a while, depending on how diverse different team comps get or what new units come out. If they can kind of replicate Murasaki and like to a water plat, kind of like Frankenstein. Frankenstein is actually a really good unit, but she's limited because she can only be a guard for like 100 TU. She also has some other limitations, and she just has sleep immunity. So looking at Frankenstein, y'all, I think she's a sleeper. I haven't tested her, and I should look into her more. But yeah, so my thoughts, honestly. She's a good unit. She's nice. She's the best anti burn unit that we have. Honestly, there's no way around it. She is the best at what she does currently that we have right now. But I do think if they release new units that pair well with her, other anti burn units, things like that, I think she's going to take off, and I think she'll be better in the future. So some caveats right here. If you're running Bride Anya, go ahead. You can pick this unit up, Mermaid, and replace Bride Anya with her. If you're running her in a sleep team, then they basically have the same functionality anyway, and she also provides a barrier. And Ludmilla, Avatar Ludmilla, she's kind of essential because you do need a stun absorber because she is very weak to stun. If you don't have a stun absorber out, Mermaid's going to be a sitting duck. That's also why I have El Anya right here. So either one of those will fill that role. Water City is an excellent choice to pair with her. Water City is very great at keeping most of the enemy team asleep. So they kind of make like an excellent choice to go well with each other. Tristan, she's great for the pushback that you need against Murasaki and to counter other units. She also has a take turn ability where she can get the turn on someone else's turn, and then also she has sleep skills, so she's great at keeping the enemy asleep, which goes well with Mermaid's skill set. Autohime, she's also great because her entry passive, which sleeps 2 units. Sleeping Beauty, the new one that we just got, she's great. She puts everybody to sleep like when she gets her first turn, so that will go well with Mermaid's skill set, but Mermaid can be asleep also if she gets a turn at that time. Hey, and don't sleep on Musashi. Like, she's actually really dope. Like, has an entry unit, or like not even an entry unit, but just has a unit in general. Like, once she takes off, she just starts taking off. She's a sleeper too, right? So you gotta think. Hichikata. So go read this passive, the unwavering demon. So go look it up, read it, and then see if that pairs well with Mermaid. Sorry, y'all. So then we'll venture more into like Cursed Sleep. So Kaiguga, she's pretty good, and Poison, Dark Lancelot, Cthulhu. These are like more of the top ranked units. Dark Gwen, and Excalibur because of her Moris. Even though her Moris, when they enter, it won't activate her Mermaid's effect. Just to let you guys all know. Those are like picks if you're running more of a poison type counter and you just want a sleep unit on there. Then you kind of use her in replace of like Bianya, and then like run poison. And then like Excalibur, she would just use her Moris for like guard setups, and then you would like just continuously run DPS. So the burning question in the back of everyone's heads: what are we gonna rank this unit, this brand new SSR unit, Mermaid? What is she gonna be? Is she gonna be B tier? B tier is reserved for the lowest of the low, or is she gonna be A tier, fall in the middle of the pack eventually within the next couple of months, or is she gonna be S tier, lasting throughout the year, 6 months max? Well, it all comes down to it didn't move, did it, guys? No, it didn't. So, I like I like Mermaid. She's really cool. She's a great anti-guard unit. She is amazing. You need FA to really see the benefits of her, but she's great at what she does. She's gonna be great against burn teams. She's gonna be amazing, but she will fall out very soon. Her skill set is too specific. It is just for burn units. She can't be a plug and play character 9 times out of 10. So Omni Kai out. She is A tier.